Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So today I thought what we would do is, okay, well let me just be honest with you. I've been wanting to do an updated farm tour and kind of show you guys where everything is at on the property with all the projects. We did a home tour video when we first bought this place, and I really had planned on doing this at 6 months, and then it just got away from me. So we've been here for 8, maybe almost 9 months. I don't know, I'm not gonna stop to do the math right now, but for a bit longer than that. And I wanted to do this because we actually got a lot of the property more pulled together over the weekend. We hosted a small baby shower for my sister, and so that kind of forced us to put away some things and complete some things and get some projects just like done. But there are still so many things that are like 25% done, 50% done. But I wanted to kind of document along the way as we go, because the place already looks very different from what it looked like when we first bought it. And I'm sure 6 months from now and 6 months from then, it will be even more different. So I just wanted to give the full disclosure that many places of the property are cleaner and more pulled together than they normally are. If you just take 1 second to look behind me, it's just utter disaster in here in the office. So we're gonna go through all that. I'm gonna show you guys both the nice areas that look good as well as the ones that do not. Because just like we all have places in our house where we kind of shove things and hide things, we have the same thing on the property too. Little nooks and crannies where we're like, where does this go? I don't know, shove it over there. So I'm just gonna take you guys around the property and give you an updated farm tour. Let me know if you guys enjoy this. I know that as you're following along with projects that we post, just those specific projects, it can be kind of hard to put it all in context of where everything's at, sort of across the property. And just as we're working on things here and there, the stages and where things are at. So that's what we're gonna do. This is just gonna be a catch-up video and just kind of a little tour to show you where things are and how much progress we've made, but also there's still a long ways to go on many, many, many things. So as far as the entrance goes, we haven't done much out here yet. There's still so much that I want to do. This is basically exactly how it looked before, except we exchanged the upside down pineapples for horse heads, and we hung our farm sign. And we put some flowers out here, just updated those. But otherwise, this is pretty much how it looked when we bought it. We just haven't really done much up here. Over here in this area, up at the top of the hill, we have our compost. It's back behind there. So we drive our ATV around and the compost is back on that side. So that's been nice to have. We did have some land clearing done a few months ago up in this area here. Some of these trees were removed. I'll kind of show that when we get around to that side. I'm gonna see a robin down there. So this area probably is going to look vastly different. I'm not sure that when we gave our initial home tour, we actually showed much of the property itself. So I'm not sure if you'll necessarily have a good frame of reference for what this looked like previously, but it was all wooded. And so now we did clear some of this to be able to expand this pasture that you're seeing on this side. And then we did have all new fencing put up. That's something I've talked about a lot, that was an expense that we weren't necessarily prepared for. It's a little windy, so hopefully my microphone's doing an okay job. I apologize if it's a little bit windy, but we had all new fencing put up and some land cleared over this way. And again, you're not going to be able to see it, but out at the road frontage out there, I did plant some evergreens in hopes that they will grow nice and tall and wide to block from road noise in the winter when all of this foliage is down and gone. The road noise is even more apparent, so those aren't growing as fast as I'd like, to be honest. So I'm probably going to end up adding some Thuja Green Giants up there to kind of continue for the privacy and not just noise, but visual privacy as well. So then on this side, we're still kind of in the middle of construction over here. Like I said, we cleared a path. So these are kind of our walking trail comes out here. It starts way up there, but it comes out here. So this fencing is still the same fencing that was here. We did recently have to have a few dead trees removed, so those are gone there. You'll see there's the stumps. There are quite a few dead trees here that we're going to have removed. I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but the long-term plan is that's the compost, and we're going to move the compost and clear some of the dead trees, and this area will eventually be where I do a orchard as well as a cut flower garden. So then, like I said, over here, this is all the same fencing, but we did have the land clearing done. So we left all the trees. We want the trees and the shade trees, but we had a lot of the underbrush kind of stuff removed all through here to again expand this pasture, make it larger, more usable for the horses and safer for them as well. One of our next projects, now that we have our own tractor, is to finish this fencing ourselves. So we're gonna connect it sort of back there and go all the way up. So we'll have another nice big pasture here. So this area is kind of our secondary entrance. And I have not done anything in terms of landscaping over here. I came through here and tried to weed a little bit, and that was as far as I got. This is a very shady area, which is fun to plant for because there are some really beautiful shade-loving plants. I just have so many projects going on. So my plan long term is to come through here and re-landscape. I want to leave some of the flowers and stuff that's already here, but I would like to add some things and just, really work on this area. Eventually we will potentially remove this red gate. If we don't remove it, we're definitely going to be painting it, but we may eventually remove this gate and just have the security gate at the entrance. So we continue on up. Like I said, still this is all the same fencing that was here before, but then on this side, this is all the new fencing going up this direction. Because we're working on the pastures, we've got the horses situated differently than we normally do. And all this natural area that you see with the pine needles, and obviously these pine trees are dropping all of these pine cones. I love the pine trees, and there's not much you can do other than just pick up the pine cones. But I don't know, this is probably one of those things that long term we are going to be working on adding more gravel to the driveway to get it back into better shape. It's not in great shape, so we do need to shape up the driveway, and then I would like to do something more definitive along the sides to define it and everything. And I don't know, maybe eventually do something over here other than just pine needles, but I'll be honest, I don't even really know what that would be, so I just haven't gotten that far yet. Now this little entrance area, this is where the folks that had the house before us, well actually two people ago who owned the house, they had their security gate was here. The person who owned it right before us moved the gate to that entrance. So that's what this was once for. I'm not really sure exactly what I'm going to be doing. We are going to be taking down this fence area here. Once we complete the new fence, it will actually start kind of here and cut across, because all of this is becoming part of the barn and riding area. So this fence will be coming down, and we may end up putting a wash stall for the horses or something like that. Also potentially, maybe we'd like a place to inconspicuously park the tractor and the implements that go on the tractor and all of that. So I don't know, maybe extending out the roof line of the tack room so that we have some more places to park things and hide things that we need, farm equipment and stuff. Over here, again, I just have not messed with other than a little bit of weeding this area. Long term, I do want to do some things and make some changes here, but I haven't really done anything other than, the heartbreakingness of this beautiful tree having to go. I was so sad. We've had multiple people come out, and the consensus was it's completely dead on the inside. If I showed you the top, you could see there's only about this much of the ring on the outside that's still alive. Totally dead through the middle. So it was big and beautiful and grand like this one. and it had to go. It was a very sad day for me, but I'm trying to see the positive, and so we're going to be turning this into like a little fairy tree, fairy garden for the little kids. So I'm excited to get to work on that project and just try to turn it into something beautiful. And we saved a lot of the wood from the tree, so both to use in the fire pit, and then maybe we can use some of it for another project. If we just go this way, this is where things are really under construction. So this barn was once blue and brown. I did not like it. I thought I wanted to do black and white. Turns out, didn't like that either. I liked the white, and then as soon as I started painting the trim of the black, like you can see it's not done. I started doing it and I just was like, I don't like this. I don't like the way it looks. I think part of it is because I used a paint. It's a barn and fence paint, but I just didn't like it. I don't know how to explain it other than that. So we have decided on an accent color for the farm, and it's not going to be this black color. So I'm going to be coming through and just repainting the black lines white, and then we'll be painting the doors the correct color that is going to be our accent color for the farm long term. So that project is still yet to come, and again, all of this is just kind of under construction right now. This area has undergone a massive change. So all of the fencing that you see here is new. We had to have all new fencing done. And if you've seen any of our vlogs, you've seen that we had to map out and redo all of this so that this is where our barn is going to go. We basically ended up going with like a shed row type barn, so there's 4 stalls, and then this is our tack room. Currently it's serving as a tack room and a garage, which is why it's such a disaster. Like, I'll just show you. Told you I'm not going to hold back. I'll show you guys the good and the ugly around here. This is our disaster of a tack room. It's just tack room / garage. You can't find anything. It's not fun to have to find things in there. So yeah, they've been working on this site and getting this all prepped for that barn, which should hopefully just be a few more weeks away until that arrives. It's got a 10-foot lean-to on the front, and I'm hoping, I'm really hoping it's gonna look as nice as I hope that it does. And then this area will kind of be, again, that's our hay storage there, and this is where we tie up and tack up the horses, though I have so many like plans and things I want to do to make this all look nice. And this is the arena that we added. So that was one of the things when we re-fenced up here, was that we just went ahead and took the opportunity to add an arena, a place for us to ride on our own property. And so yeah, it's been really nice. We've ridden in it a few times. We're still trying to figure out the footing, which is the sand and stuff down here that we ride in. So right now, it's just the native soil that was here that we've just continued to drag and try to kill some of the weeds and stuff like that, and grass and everything, and continue to drag it. We did have a few loads of fill dirt because the ground was very uneven, and so as you can see, they built the fence to be even, which means that you've got a huge gap here. So that's been problematic. So we're gonna be adding some boards and stuff, trying to keep the materials inside here, but we had to fill this area because it was so much lower. So yeah, it's been an ongoing project and will continue to be. Eventually we'd like to have some more materials delivered, some footing, some type of sand or something to put in here to make it even better. And you guys know I'm always scheming and dreaming, so the big long-term plan is that over here we would do a fire pit and sitting area for people to just chill and hang out while others are riding. I would also like in that corner to build up a platform and do like a pretty gazebo. That's where we enter the trail to go trail riding and stuff like that. It's a pretty wide area. It doesn't look like it from here, but I would like to put a gazebo over there so that people could sit in the shade and everything and also watch and be sort of from an elevated position to watch people riding. And of course with that would come, I would like to put some outdoor speakers out here so that you can have music playing while you're riding, and then maybe even eventually some lights so that you can ride at night. Hopefully you can see in between the pastures we did cut in a bridle path. So there are, I believe these are 10 feet wide bridle path that goes all the way around the back side cuts in here around the arena. That keeps the horses that are in this pasture from being able to peek their heads over and bother the horses that are riding, but it also gives us the freedom to not be landlocked anywhere on the property, to be able to get in and out, weave in and out. The kids can ride their bikes, we can bring the ATV, we can go for walks, we can get all around the property, and we're not landlocked by any fencing. All right, so coming back around to this side of the property, this is where you're going to see quite a bit of change, I think. So obviously, again, this is all new fencing on this side over here. Now, in terms of the landscaping, we have not done much. I do have, of course, lots of things I want to do, but we've just, done what we can as we go. And then we'd like to kind of define the parking areas, and then, like I said, complete the gravel and get all this looking nice again, but that is a time-consuming and expensive project as well. So I have added some flower boxes there, and up here this is going to look very different because it did look really nice when we bought the place, and unfortunately our dog, God love him, between things dying from wintertime and him turning this into his personal bed, digging in the dirt, he really just pulled up everything that was here because it was all covered in this ivy, and it was really pretty, but kind of destroyed that. So I have been on a mission to kind of re-landscape, figure out what I want to do here, and then when I'm done, I'm going to, because it's expensive, I can't use rock everywhere, but just in this one area where he really likes to dig into that dirt, I'm going to use rock instead of mulch, so that it makes it less appealing to him to dig through and harder for him to dig through. So I've got lots of landscaping plans for the exterior. I just have not gotten to those yet. So for right now, we've just got some potted plants, some containers and things like that. I still really would like to stain the wood on the porch and change out the light fixtures up here and a new fan, things like that. But again, those all just projects will happen as we can do them. So that's kind of the only major changes you're going to see out here. Same thing on this side. We've not done any of the landscaping I'd like to do because this house was built in the 1930s and it's had a couple of additions. You can see that there are different foundations on the house, just kind of depending on when the addition was done. So I really want to do a lot of landscaping here to cover up the differing foundations. I just don't like seeing that. But then also long term, we've got plans for the exterior and what we would like for it to look like. So I want to change the shutters and do some different things over here. I've got plans. So then this area is where you're really going to see again a ton of change. None of this existed when we bought the house. So we did again re-fence this area, and this is the barnyard that we have built. So you've seen, I think we've done one video so far showing the barnyard makeover. And we've done a few more little projects since you saw that video. Hi, Lottie. That's my amazing climbing goat who jumps out of there every single day. So we added, oh, the kids got straw everywhere. So we did add a little bit of a entry area here just to keep it from being super muddy as you come and go. I've added some flowers and things like that.
Okay.
What are you doing, Pacha? So if you want to see more details of the barnyard makeover, I will link that video down below. But we do still need to, my husband built stalls in there. Sorry, we've got some new goats, girl goats over there. They're babies and they yell a lot. But we've got our boys, and hi Tiana. Hi Tiana. And this is Lottie, the bad goat. We love her. She thinks she's a dog. Lottie, what are you doing? Excuse me. So yeah, there's still lots of things I would like to do over here aesthetically, and we will, you can see we've got the pigs there and stuff. We are actually going to be building an extension off this side over here. We're probably going to be building the extension over here for the pigs to have kind of their own mini barnyard, so that they can be separated from the goats and the llamas. But we're still trying to kind of make some decisions there as far as how we're going to use it, but we're definitely going to be building a bit of an extension of the barnyard this way. And again, nothing much done over here to our porches, although I do have definite makeover plans for the porches. I want to change out the railing, and I want to build steps that come down with a little gate, so that I sit out here on my porch actually a lot, and I want to be able to come down and go back in from this way. I like that I could just walk right out here and get to the animals and just, you know, walk around. It's nice to have access from this side. You can hear the air conditioner probably. And then over here we've got our nice big beautiful pecan tree with the swing under it, and you're about to see another halfway done project, which is this brick wall. So I spent a day power washing, pressure washing all of the brick so that I could begin the process of lime washing it. So I'll show you that on the other side. Over here, haven't really done much of anything. We've kind of been trying to make some decisions about how we want to utilize different areas of the property, but I did plant, I don't know if you can see her right there, a little willow tree, and I did some blackberries and raspberries and stuff along the fence line right there, and my willow tree. I'm hoping she's going to make it. It looks like she is. She was looking pretty sad for a while, but it looks like she's coming back. So here you can see the lime washing project sort of in progress. This is a product that I got from our local paint store. I will link it down below. They have many different colors, and there's so many different ways that you can apply it to get different looks. It's actually a really cool product and very, very easy to use. So I do need to finish that to go the rest of the way around here and then do the deck up there, but we'll get to that. All right, so over here we are chicken and duck house in progress. So, well, first of all, what's different, you'll notice there's a stump right there. We did have to have that dead palm tree removed as well, which I was very sad about, but it was completely dead. There was just nothing we could do. So this is just our temporary outdoor area for the ducks. This is a shed that we bought and have been sort of outfitting it to become a chicken and duck coop. So you've probably seen part one of that video. And off the sides, off this side, we'll be building the duck run, and off this side we'll be building the chicken run. So those are projects that we are moving up the priority list for sure, but we did work on the interior of that, and it was really cool. So if you didn't see that video, I'll just give you a quick peek. This is the duck side. We framed out these walls and added the chicken wire and the doors and everything. So this is the duck side. This is the chicken side. We used a rubberized paint on the floors and on the beams and stuff so that it's all spray and washable. Lottie, I don't need your help. So this is all still very much in progress. We've got some nesting boxes and some roosting bars and stuff, but there's much more to do in here, especially over here. This is where all of our storage and stuff is going to be. So we're going to build out those shelves, and I'm going to do a different flooring in this middle section. We've got to do some half walls and stuff to keep all the shavings in and everything. So much more to go here, but it's functional. Come on, Lottie, let's go. I did attempt a shade tree right here, but it did not make it. It has died. So I've got to pull that up and try again, unfortunately. All right, so over here in the back of the house, there's been a lot of changes here, and still a lot more to come over here, other than throwing some plants up here and my herb garden there and stuff. There haven't been any real major structural changes on this side, but again, we're going to be lime washing the brick. I'm going to do something, I got to restain the back doors and change that light and lots of things like that. I've talked a little bit already. We're still trying to map it out exactly, but how we would like to utilize this space up here for the kids and to have a fun area for our family to sit and hang out. And also we want to have like a slide and swings and stuff like that for the kids. The kitchen is right there, so we want to be able to see them. So yeah, we're working on kind of drawing all that up now, exactly what we want to do out here. But this obviously is the biggest change. This area used to look just like that. And so this has become our little garden area. So we just threw up some temporary fencing around it, which has actually worked out perfectly fine. If we wanted to, we could keep this and it not really be a problem, but long term we would like to build some nicer fencing around the garden. But this has been a really fun project for me and the kids. I mean, honestly, like, we've all just enjoyed it so much. I love spending time out here. I love seeing things grow. It's just been a lot more fun than I even anticipated. Also, it's very easy to go overboard. So warning to us all. Now you can see back here too that that's precious little goat Lottie. You see her eating on that right now. These were all rose bushes. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. And she has eaten them all of them. She loves roses, which is why I'm hiding my new roses inside the garden right now. I have tried animal repellent. I recently put this stuff on there that was supposed to be an animal repellent. As you can see, it's not working. So I'm going to, it's very interesting about her. She sort of leaves the containers alone. So these things in containers, she's not eaten, but she loves to go for my hydrangeas and my roses, which of course is very upsetting to me. Anything that's in the ground like that, she goes for. So we are working on a goat solution to keep her in with the goats and not let her be out and free ranging, because we just can't have her destroying everything on our property like this. So those solutions to follow. But you can kind of see a little bit of the lime wash here. I've still got to do the back sides. I just ran out of product, so got to get more. And then we're going to be landscaping this outer rim area as well. So that's kind of what this area looks like now, which is very, very different than it did before. This area over here is where we keep the grills and normally our outdoor furniture, which we haven't used at all until this weekend. And I think long term, this is where we're going to try to build a mud room, and maybe remove those two windows and have it go into the house right there, and build a mud room, sunroom area here. Just, it's a long story. I won't go into all that right now, but I think that's probably what our long-term plans are for this area. Now over here, this obviously is not normally here and does not normally sit in our yard and in our property. We had a little baby sprinkle for my sister this weekend, so we threw up the little tent and brought over our outdoor furniture and all that stuff. So all this needs to come down. But since then, it's been a few days, and our whole family continues to come out here and just sit and hang out. And it made us realize again how much we miss and need and would totally utilize a spot in the backyard like this. And part of the reason that we like it is because it's shaded. So we're definitely going to be working on getting that added as quickly as we can so that we have an area like this where we can hang out. Now, another big change, but you guys have seen a couple of videos on already, is the cabin office area. There is still much to do with this project. I'm actually kind of embarrassed to show you guys the inside because it really is an utter disaster. But I think I have finally decided on the colors and the exterior, so I'm gonna get to work on that. And then with doing all the baby shower planning, this had just gotten put on hold, but obviously this room needs to be done. My desk and other things finally arrived, so I've got to move furniture around and take care of all this, but I will be doing a video with the interior. I'm probably just going to do a video that's like a clean with me and decorate, and y'all can we'll just do it together. We'll put it together. So yeah, much to come in this office slash homeschool room. We've just taken to calling it the cabin because it is both my office as well as our homeschool area. So we just taken to calling it the cabin. I do have some really fun plans for this side of it over here, where we've got this little cement slab and some little things I want to do here, which will make it a really fun little sitting area out here and stuff. Now, remember I told you, we have many things that are a disaster. This is one of them for sure. We have this little fake half-up garage thing because, well, it's taken a while to get our actual garage done. So we've just been throwing things under here, and then when spring hit and grass started growing like crazy, it's just, I mean, it's definitely not attractive. So over here is where the garage will eventually go. We did finally get the cement pad poured and everything prepped. So all the site prep is done. They're ready to just come set the garage down. We're hoping again that the barn is supposed to be delivered in a couple weeks and the garage right after that. So I'm hoping it's not going to be that much longer till we have a functioning garage, which will allow us to take care of a lot of this stuff, a lot of the stuff that's hiding in the tack room, and then it's also going to be, we're going to have a food storage area in there, and it's going to be so nice to have that done. We're going to park some things behind it, so we're kind of hiding some unsightly things that don't look as nice. And then we're going to begin the discussion, because our kids have loved playing on this cement pad, so we're going to see about maybe having that extended out and have almost like you would a driveway for the kids to be able to, some of the younger kids especially, to be able to ride their little tricycles and stuff and do their sidewalk chalk and all of that. That I think will actually be very, very functional, and also give us a little parking pad area as well. So this is kind of the cabin from the other side. Still love my sycamore and the little swing. All right, guys, that is it for today's sort of farm tour, updated farm tour video. Let me know if you guys want to see, I would like to do a home interior one to share kind of some of the changes that we've made, although I'll be honest, most of our changes have focused on exterior things because of just needing to get things functional for the animals. So we haven't done a ton on the inside, though we have done some projects. So let me know if you'd like to see an interior home tour update video. I can do that as well. And yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Thank you guys, of course, so much for watching, for taking some of your precious time to join me and watch one of my videos. I am truly grateful. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.
Rainy days don't seem so wet. Stormy nights don't stay.